Welcome to Good Day LA at 7 a.m. We're going to begin with breaking news. A pursuit now underway. Stu Mandel and Sky Fox with the very latest. Stu.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Bobby. Good morning, Roxy. That vehicle right there being pursued by Manhattan Beach Police Department. Look at that, doing a little switcheroo there. Just going to make sure that it's still Manhattan Beach. Yep, they're changing out their vehicles, but this has started clearly down in the Manhattan Beach area. That vehicle they're chasing, that's going to be a Hyundai, saying that it is a stolen vehicle. And this is one of those ones. It got onto the freeway, and usually we're dealing with a lot of traffic. We know this northbound 101. There we go. There's that traffic that we were waiting on, and you can see that vehicle's now starting to do a little bit of maneuvers around here. Now, Manhattan Beach PD, they are like bulldogs. They're not asking for anybody else's help. California Highway Patrol offered. They said, hey, you got this pursuit here on the freeway, we'll help you out. They said, nope, 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 we got this, thank you very much. We're in the LA area as well. LAPD might get involved if it gets off the freeway, but again, this is one of those things. There's policies involved. Manhattan Beach would actually have to request that, and it would have to happen. But you can see this vehicle still continuing on. We're on that higher part. This is going to be the fast track area. So this is on that upper part of the 110 freeway. Works out really well for us, so we can keep an eye on it. That's for sure. But the traffic, a little tight out there. That little Hyundai keeps basically in an emergency lane right there. I'll put up the speedometer. You can get some ideas of the speeds. But you got to remember, a lot of those other cars down there probably going about 30 miles an hour, so much slower for the public. This vehicle continues to try to elude officers from the Manhattan Beach area, making our way into the downtown Los Angeles area.
It's really interesting there, Stu. I didn't know that, CHP would actually back off and cede almost like their jurisdiction when you start getting onto state freeways and highways. You would think that they would just automatically get involved, especially when, this is a risk to public safety.
Well, risk to public safety, they might be around. I'm not saying that they just were like, oh, fine, you got this. We're not going to help you out. But it actually is a possibility with LAPD as well. They have to actually ask for and then be given. There we go. We got off the freeway right there. Definitely going to be getting, it says Exposition. Yeah, I think we're over by the Expo Park area, but we're making our way eastbound. So we're going away from USC, making his way across that intersection. Got a little bump there. So the speeds might be picking up. The brakes are back on. I hope he's not. Yeah, he is. He's starting to run some red lights. Never like to see that, even in the, especially in the morning hours where you got a lot of traffic. Also, whoa, look at this. Look at this. Oh, Manhattan Beach PD, they do not play. Look at that. Tried to do a pit maneuver. It looked like he did a little damage to the PD Cruiser, but definitely got the attention of the driver of that vehicle. Now speeds are really starting to pick up, and again, not something we want to see at all, because again, this is going to be an area out here. You got pedestrians, you've got people going to work. You're not saying that they're not paying attention to driving, but there's a lot going on out here. That Cruiser's starting to pick up some speed, getting up really close. Looks like we're going to try to do another pit. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, head on into a parked car. Head on. Thank goodness it was a parked vehicle. But like I said, some of these departments, they are a little bit different. Out and running, I'm going to get it. I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I'm catching up. There you go. Out and running. Boy, officers from, they are fit and going. You got another officer right there making his way. That's the bad guy going into an alleyway. A lot of little homeless debris out there. Oh, it might happen to be behind that behind the building. I wanted to see that takedown. These the Manhattan, like I said, Manhattan PD, they are on it. Didn't come out the other side there. So whatever happened right there. That suspect now down in that alleyway. But wow, what a traumatic ending there. But it does show you when the officers get a little bit of aggressive, it is dangerous. There is no doubt about that. But it definitely brought that pursuit to an end very, very quickly. That suspect got out and ran, made his way over to this alleyway. He is definitely being taken into custody right now. But again, this is all Manhattan Beach PD bringing it to an end out here in the central area of Los Angeles. We'll get a better look at that vehicle crash. It did hit a parked car. It did hit a parked car, so that is a plus, if anything. So there was nobody in that vehicle. But again, this pursuit coming to a very dramatic end out here in Los Angeles. There it is. There's the car. Actually, looks like it might have not hit the car at all. Looks like it hit a tree. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, it makes it even a little bit better.
That pit maneuver was something. Windshield wipers going off. It was almost done at a pretty high rate of speed there.
With other cars around.
Yeah.
Risky move, but
worked
there out in this case.
Came to an end, and code 4 here. They're all the suspect taken into custody after a foot pursuit there. It ended there in...
Oh, look at that. There was somebody in that car.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa. That must have been something to see. And it was... and again, look at that, that luck. That is a lot of luck right there. That is a lot of good karma. Yeah, I could just imagine what she was thinking with that car out of control coming right at her. But in the end, that tree stopped it. That is amazing. Amazing is the only word that I can come up with right now. But wow, what a crazy ending. And this is what I'm talking about. Look at all these pedestrians out here on the roadway. That's really what I was worried about. But
it is busy down there. It is busy down there. So this is what we always talk about. Sometimes people say, well, why are they backing off? Why are they not just going for it? The reason is because they assess the fact that, it's not worth the risk to innocent bystanders. And you saw there were plenty of vehicles on the road. There are pedestrians out and about. So it is risky. It did work out in this case, but this is exactly why sometimes we do see officers back off, because they don't want to run the risk of harming others.
Definitely. And like I said, though, Manhattan Beach PD taking their suspect into custody here in the central city area of Los Angeles. But, wow, what a dramatic ending. That is for sure.
All right.
Looks like a young guy, too.
Kind of in the south central area, not too far from Exposition Park. But, all right, Manhattan Beach Police on top of that. All coming to an end, and fortunately, we don't believe anyone was hurt. All right, Stu, thank you so much for that.